Erin Cuthbert, great to speak to you. Now, we did catch up after the Arsenal-Chelsea draw, and you spoke a little bit about how you felt like Chelsea lost control of the game at times in the second half. However, you still got a point from that game. Do you feel like with Chelsea's winning mentality that it's almost, there's an inevitability about you guys?
No, I don't. I hate when people say that because they don't know sort of what it takes, and one-off game and teams are going to punish you. We've seen it in the Champions League, we've seen it in the league, the slip-ups that we've had over the past couple of years. So I definitely don't think there's an inevitability. I think the great thing about football and the great thing about sport is the unknown and not knowing what's going to happen. And yes, we have won quite successfully over the last 6 years, but that doesn't mean there wasn't inevitability about it. I definitely don't feel that way. I think a lot of the titles that we've had have been on a knife edge. Even up to the last 8 could have went either way. So the beautiful thing is that it can go either way, and that as players is what drives me and challenges me every day.
Now, we are here to preview your next Champions League fixture against Barcelona. You've spoken before about how the fear of losing motivates you. Barcelona is that one team that really seems to bother Chelsea. I mean, it's 1 win for you, 5 for them, 1 draw. You're facing them in the Champions League at Stamford Bridge. Are you motivated to get a bit of revenge?
Of course. I think that goes without saying. We want to win every single game. I'd be lying if I said that I didn't wait for the game to come around. You never know how the game's going to pan out, but I've certainly been excited when the draw came, and it's a top opposition that we get so early on, and I think that's the beauty of this format, that everybody's really, really enjoying, and you play some big games early on, but it's another 3 points, and that's kind of how we got to see it. We can't over-egg it, make it bigger than what it is, because then you start playing the occasion and not the game. So for me, I'm excited by the prospect of playing Barca. They're an absolute top team. It's nice to see early on where we're at. It'll be a good measure of where we're at in the season, and go from there whatever happens.
So playing this in the league phase, it's not a semi-final. It's not like you're going to get knocked out of the tournament. Does that create a little bit less pressure for you, or does that not even matter?
I always think playing Barca over 2 legs is more difficult than playing them over 1, and we've seen that in the final of the Champions League. I think they're very good at making adjustments, they're very good at finding spaces, so if you play them in 1 game, then you can almost catch them off guard. Well, so I hope. But yeah, I think it takes the pressure off us a little bit, but I don't think if you're at Chelsea there shouldn't be pressure. I think there's always a pressure to perform. Doesn't matter who you play, whether we play Barcelona or we play a domestic game, there is always pressure to play for Chelsea, and that should always be there for every single player.
And you guys have got some brilliant fans. I mean, rain, hail, sleet, snow, sun, they are there for you, and they are so important, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, we always say over land and sea, and that's kind of what it feels like. It feels like we've really built a fan base over the last few years that people want to come watch Chelsea. They've built a bit of a community whereby it's just grown and grown year on year, and we've seen bigger crowds, bigger attendances, but bigger away support. I love the fans when we go on away games, because it feels super, super different. It creates such a buzz. But I mean, they're always there. They always show up. Doesn't matter if we've lost a game, we draw a game, we win a game. They're always showing up and they're loyal. And as players, we want to repay that loyalty.
So you've been at Chelsea for 9 seasons now, the second longest tenure at the club after Captain Millie Bright. You've been here since you were a teenager, and you talk about how you feel honoured about, surviving all of that time. You've been part of a big movement at Chelsea, and you've helped with the construction of this powerhouse. Do you feel proud about that?
Yes and no. I think yes, because I was part of a team that wasn't entirely dominant in the beginning. When I joined the club, it was your Arsenal. I think Liverpool had won the title as well. So to come to Chelsea and be part of a team that's been so successful and will go down in history for many, many years to come in women's football is obviously a proud moment, and having played a big part in that, I feel very honoured. I feel lucky, but also no, because my work's unfinished. I want more. I think I've got that sort of growth mindset where nothing is ever enough, and sometimes it's to my own detriment, but I think it always keeps my feet on the ground. It always makes me want to keep chasing, want more from every single game, from myself included as well. Like I want to challenge myself every single game, and I want to get more from my performances and more from the team and more success and trophies.
Now, you were included in the PFA team of the season. You were named as Chelsea's Player of the Year last season. You say that you don't think that was your best season, though, that there was another level of your game and that you'd never quite found it. So I wanted to ask, how's that search going?
Listen, we're getting there. I think it's sort of been bit part in terms of performances. I think built up a good, consistent level. I think that's one thing with me, like, normally you don't always get a 10 out of 10, but generally you don't get a 3 out of 10 either. So I think consistency is one of my biggest strengths, and celebrating that and enjoying that rather than always chasing a 10 out of 10 and actually just being the person that people rely on is actually quite a super strength. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. I think I've still got more to give, and I know I'm going to keep saying that, and people are going to be like, well, when's it coming? But trust me, I'm asking those questions myself, so I know I want more, and I just hope I can get there.
More like, a Champions League trophy, medal, that'd look nice.
That
would
be nice. Yeah, that would be nice. I've already got a runners-up, so I don't need a runners-up.
Yeah. Now, one word that follows you around is versatile. You've made this transition to being a midfielder. We talk about being a number 6, a number 8, a number 10, a box-to-box midfielder, and that whilst you still have experience, you still feel like you're learning the ropes at times. So, are you starting to feel more comfortable?
Yeah, I think even since Sonia's come in, we've had a little bit of a teething process in terms of in midfield. I've kind of found it hard to find my position. I think we've changed the position a lot, and I think recently over the last few months we just took the reins off a little bit and took the shackles off and just said play with a bit more freedom, be box to box, and I think that's what I do best, is playing in box to box. And it's just about adjusting for every team you play. You play domestically, maybe you balance it a bit more on the attacking side and you stay a little bit more forward, whereas you maybe play in Champions League and you balance it a little bit more heavier on the defensive side. So I think being able to adapt and having that trust that the manager believes that you can make the decisions on the pitch is really important, and I feel like I'm now finding that.
You've obviously been coached by two amazing people in Emma Hayes and with Sonia Bonpastor. Do they have any similarities at all?
Aye.
Yeah.
Winners.
Yeah. That mentality.
Aye. Whatever it takes. Don't care how it's done. They just want to win, and I think I really align myself with that sort of mentality. Always have. And what are some of your favourite things about working with Sonia? Because it seems like she's very firm, she likes things done a certain way, but from what we see on social media, she also will have a little bit of a laugh and a joke when you'll see her smiling. Aye, well, did you not hear her when she told me she thought I was English?
I saw that.
That was a bit of a joke, to be honest, and no in a good way.
Bit of a tense joke.
Aye, well, I wasn't too happy about that, but she's got she's got a wee bit of humour about her. I try and keep getting her out her shell a wee bit more, because she doesn't feel too confident in cracking the jokes in English, but aye, we're getting there. I think the French have a bit of a different type of humour.
Yeah,
not as funny as the Scots.
Yeah. Now, you have 3 teammates who made it into the FIFPro World 11. You've got Lucy Bronze for a record 8th time. You've got Millie Bright, Hannah Hampton. What are each of them like to play with?
I think Lucy, I think she's got tough in her middle name or something like that. I think that probably describes her. She's hard as nails, and she's somebody that you look in the eye during a game and you want to go to battle for. So I really enjoy having her as a teammate.
I mean, if someone's playing with a fractured leg through a tournament
as well. So I heard. I didn't even know about that.
You've got to respect that, haven't you?
Fair play. She was quick to shout it though. You can tell her that as well. I think Millie in herself just epitomises everything that's to do with Chelsea. She's never gives up the standards every day. Even in training today, she was shouting and demanding the standard, and I love that. I love that she is so demanding on herself, on her teammates, and she's been part of the furniture here for so long. And Hannah speaks for herself. The year that the girls had, she's been tremendous for club and country and kept us in so many games. Can't speak for the Lionesses because I obviously don't watch them. No, but seriously, I obviously watched a few of the penalty shootouts and kept them in some real real games over the summer. So we're very lucky to have her as a teammate, and I think, you know, in terms of what she brings, it's just second to none. And I think we're very lucky also to have 2 world-class goalkeepers, even Becky Spencer as well. Like, it's just so competitive. I love that competitive element throughout every position in the whole squad.
And we know Hannah Hampton, you know, has been talked about a lot in the recent weeks. I just wanted to ask you though, as a player who has experience, a player who has been at Chelsea for a long time, when you see something like that happening to a teammate, do you feel the need to, or the want to, put a bit of an arm around the shoulder and check in with them?
Yeah, I think because I've been at the club so long, like, you want to offer a bit of support to your teammates. You want to just check in and see how they are. I think everybody, you don't know what everybody's going through, and I think that's important to remember, that some stuff is played out in the media, some stuff is played out privately, but whatever it is, as a teammate, you just got to be there, and that's as simple as that. You just got to know that you're there and that we've got your back.
It sounds like you guys are a good group of teammates, that you're there for each other. So
I can talk about myself, but I like to think so. But you know, we don't leave any teammate behind.
Now I get the vibe, mainly because you have mentioned it, that you are competitive.
Aye, correct.
You've spoken before about how when people come for your position, you enjoy that fight, and that it is a real battle at Chelsea because you've got this squad depth, and it's a fight for, you know, position in that starting 11. Do you feel like that's been key to your success?
Yes, because if I don't like the competition, then I wouldn't have survived at Chelsea, because every year they always look for somebody to take your position. That's just the bottom line. They're always looking for better, they're always looking for more. And if you don't step up with that, you get left behind. So you have to enjoy it, or else it's going to drive you absolutely mental. And then your performances start dipping. You have to see it as a challenge, and rather than like fear and a threat, because as soon as you see that, you stop playing with freedom, and then you stop expressing yourself on the pitch. So I try to see competition as healthy, and something that it's something that's going to make me better ultimately. And if everybody sees it like that, you know, during different times in the season, obviously it's hard to see that. It's a competitive environment, of course, it's going to be tough, but on the whole, if you try and see it like that, then the whole squad's going to improve. You've
spoken before about how football at the highest level consumes you, and you need that switch off. And the more popular the women's game becomes, the more famous you guys become. Social media is, of course, different for you guys now. So how do you switch off? I've heard rumours of Spanish lessons.
I'm not famous, first of all. I'd just like to say that.
No.
I don't like being called that, and I'm definitely not famous.
But as in you're getting recognised more. People know who you are, say.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
I like my wee bit of Spanish.
How you do? Could we have a conversation in Spanish?
Si quieres.
Bueno, hablamos.
Oh, hablamos juntas, eh? No, I'm joking. But honestly, I really enjoy that. It's just total separate. I've also started a PFA business course as well that I'm really enjoying. I like to sort of separate myself. I think sometimes in football we can get ourselves so cooped up in a little bubble that we don't, and we forget maybe what's going on in reality. And actually having business conversations is what I really, really enjoy. As much as I love the football, I know that there'll be a time that football ain't going to be forever, and I'm going to have something. So I really enjoy that, and I also really enjoy playing a good game of golf.
Nice.
So I know Ali McCoy is on talkSPORT, so I'm challenging a good game of golf here.
Hey, we've got a golf YouTube channel now. We've got Jamie O'Hara, Dean Saunders.
Right, well, why am I sat here knowing the golf course then?
I know. I'm going to have a word with the bosses. We'll get you on the golf channel playing around. Is Ali McCoy? Would you fancy playing around the golf with him? Is he?
Aye.
Wow.
Love him, big Rangers fans.
Have you ever met him?
I don't think so, but he follows me on Instagram, so thanks very much.
We need to get
Cheers, Ali.
We need to get you down to talkSPORT Towers then.
That.
We need to sort this out, or get you guys, on the golf course.
I'd honestly love that. Please do. But yeah, it's nice to just switch off. I think that's something that's completely separate. Good recovery, slow, gentle walk, but at the same time, such a good mental reset. No phones, no distractions, just you and your mates.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for speaking to me. I'm going to let Ali McCoy know that we need to get that golf date booked in, and best of luck against Barcelona.
Please do. Thank you very much.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app, and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.